Yes,
live.
yeah, there's already taps there for that.
All right. It's 12 after, that clock's right. We're gonna call the South Dearborn Regional Sewer District meeting to order for March the 10th. First on the agenda is going to be approval of the meeting minutes from the February 10th, 2026 meeting. I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
Move to approve.
Presented. Got a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Being that the president and vice president are not here, I would assume signing powers go over to the treasurer at that point. Is that correct, Andy?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I get a signature and a date on that, please?
We're at on here. Is there a
At the
spot?
bottom, just anywhere
Right
on
here?
the page, yeah. Next on the agenda is going to be the presentations. First up is going to be the O&M report for the month of February. Thank you, sir. The O&M report is in section 1, and under employee morale incentives or initiatives, or however you say that word. I started this year, a weekly operational staff meeting to try to help improve the communications at the plant. Believe it or not, we only have like 8 people, but we don't talk to each other and none of us know what the hell's going on. So we meet every week on Friday at noon and we discuss everything that needs to be done and has been done, and if there's any issues, and we learn how to talk to each other. So that started this year, and it will continue until we all learn how to communicate with each other. Significant meetings, Nathan, Mitchell, Stark, and myself, we had another project meeting. So that's continuing to move. We met with KBR Roofing. They got contracts, all that stuff's in place now, but I met with them to kind of go over some stuff. Got another meeting scheduled before that all gets kicked off officially to discuss potential savings that could be in there. So see how that goes when I meet with them. Operational highlights, the wording's all pretty much the same, just kind of continue to watch the plant, make adjustments as needed, try to run it as efficiently as possible. On the chart there, that's numbers are from January of 2026. We were at 53% flow, 98.4% removal on BOD, 95.5% on TSS, 90.7% on ammonia, and phosphorus we were at 74.7%. The state likes that number to be above 75, but our limit's 1.0 and we were at 0.8, so I don't really think the 75% means anything. As long as I meet my limit of 1.0, we're good. So
Can you give us an update on how we're doing with ammonia?
Ammonia, we have been well below in the summer. We've not, I believe this year we haven't had any that were above our summer limits. And I think that's a lot to do with the way that we changed the flow in the plant during the first project that we had going. So, but yeah, we got close one time. I think we got like a 2.74. Our limit's 2.8 in the summer. So, but close is not over, so.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Budget report, we'll refer to that when Becky does hers. I noticed an error on my 5-year draft capital plan at the top, and the headline that said 3-year. I need to change that to 5, but I submitted that for your all's kind of review right now. We can discuss it when we get to that on the agenda, if you all want to. So then management report in section 3. Compliance, we have submitted the DMRs and the MROs for the month of January. They were violation free, still working on February. I've submitted the annual sludge reports to the Ohio EPA, and I've also submitted the annual sludge report to the EPA, so those 2 are done and over with.
Tuesday, that's not the first Wednesday.
I am currently working.
They sent something out that they were doing maintenance.
I am currently working on the annual pre-treatment report, so that's due in April 1st, I believe. So I'm hoping to have that completely finalized by mid-month. Maintenance report, just kinda keeping a log there. Maintenance issues discussed, nothing's changed there. Still talking about the automatic transfer switches. You'll see that that's in our draft for the capital plan. Still keeping an eye on the water leak. I think that's gotten better, so I don't know if it was 100% a leak yet, or still trying to figure that out. And then the odor control scrubbers, still working with the company to get in and figure that out as well.
Can we talk a little bit about that? I've had a lot of complaints that the plant just smells terrible.
Yeah.
Is that why? What's going on down there?
I don't think it has anything to do with the odor control scrubbers. I think it has a lot to do with, the fluctuation in the temperatures and just the flow that comes into the plant. I mean, most of the time, if you have a smell, it's gonna come from your holding tanks or your primaries. Those are the two spots that have the odor. And that's really, there's not a whole lot we can do when it's coming in that way at that point, because we can't do anything to it. Technically, the plant doesn't become activated till it hits the aeration tank. So it goes through a series of tankage before it gets activated to where we have any control over what any of it smells like or does.
What do odor control scrubbers do?
The odor control scrubbers are supposed to be removing the H2S and turning it into an ozone and discharge it to the air. Is what they do. So the treatment that you have prior to us activating any of the sludge is basically what the OMI company has been putting in, where they're just spraying Febreze in the air. And we've had some final equipment where we press the sludge and stuff. Those have been acting up. So there was a duration, I believe I talked about in the last meeting, where we were down waiting on parts to show up to fix the presses. So we were holding sludge in the holding tanks longer than we typically do. So, but like I said, I told you guys that in the last meeting. I can't do anything when I'm waiting for BFDs to show up. So, other than trying to keep it under air, that's the only way we can do anything at that point, and that's what we've been trying to do. So.
And in our plant upgrades, we didn't do anything to control odor, right?
I mean, we tried to move air with the odor control systems. I mean, that's what it's doing. It's moving air, but it's not like there's nothing that goes into the system that treats the makeup of the water, if that makes sense.
Is there something unique about our plant that makes it smell so bad?
A mix of industrial waste. I mean, you got bourbons and ryes and whiskeys and tequila and energy drinks and gummies.
I mean, there's a lot of places
Mixtures.
that have industry. Are you just saying it's MGP?
No, I'm saying that out of the 3.6 million we treat a day, it's probably just under 2 million of it's a different mix of industrial waste. If we had all residential coming in, I don't think you'd even know there's a wastewater plant there. But because we have such a high concentration of industrial waste, it causes the plant to react a certain way. The wastewater treatment plant reacts just like your stomach does. So if you go out and you drink a bunch of bourbon and you go and top it off with some tequila, and then you go over and you take some CBD gummies and you go to Taco Bell and you eat a bunch of food, your bathroom's not going to smell real great the next day. So,
How much flow does MGP have a day?
MGP averages close to 1 million gallons of flow a day. And then you got Proximo, and you got Pripack, and you got Catalent, and you got Aurora Casket, and you got Anchor Glass, and you just add in the other 8 industrial facilities that flow into the plant, and it all adds up.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, any other questions on maintenance issues, anything like that?
Move to accept the report.
Got a motion to accept the report as given?
I'll make the motion.
Got a second? Got it. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries, thank you. Next up's gonna be district's financials. I'll hand that over to Becky.
Okay. For the month of January, I did a comparison to the proposed budget. Everything looked in line with the exception of treatment chemicals. We had a large purchase in January of 2026 that made us over budget and variable costs by about $77,000. But that will even out over time. Really, everything else was pretty much normal in January.
The large purchase of chemicals is we buy polymer in bulk. That polymer will last about 6 months, so if you look at the budget and you average that cost out over 6 months, it should balance itself back out. Is there any question, are you done?
Yes.
Is there any questions on the financial report as Becky gave it?
So that's the treatment supply expense?
Variable cost, isn't it?
It's in variable cost, yes. On that top page, it's about halfway down. On the details, it's on page 2 of the profit and loss statement.
Got it. Cool, thanks.
Uh,
Yeah.
About 3/4 of the way down. I put it in red.
Yeah.
I don't- Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Is there any question or discussion on the financial report? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the financial report as given.
So moved.
Got a motion, got a second?
Second.
Got a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries, thank you. Next up, we're gonna pay some bills. We'll do
That's the
the
only capital one.
regular monthly bills first. I'll entertain a motion to pay the bills, the regular monthly bills.
I'll make a motion.
Motion, can I get a second?
I'll second that.
You got a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Pay the bills, thank you.
The clip,
Gotcha.
one of those input ones.
Let those slide down this row here real quick.
I kind of did that because they're so low and it's so hard to get them paid through SRF.
Could just leave them everywhere.
Average. So I just, for those little ones, I think we should just pay.
Usually.
That's
Well, I
fine.
know, but you're on
File a
one road,
grievance, he's
you're on
stealing
one
your
road
job.
today, so. You on this?
No, you are. And if we run short, we can always submit one. So, for those piddly ones, I just,
Okay, so I'm gonna put them through as capital then.
okay.
All right, next up is the depreciation capital vouchers. I have 2 of those for this month, both by CDS Engineering. One for $2,550 for retainer for construction administration, and one for $2,295 for project management of the roof replacement project that we have going as well. So I would like to put these together and do them as one motion if possible, so I'll entertain a motion to pay the 2 capital or depreciation vouchers.
Make that motion.
Got a first,
Second.
got a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries, thank you.
Let them sign it.
Yeah, there's pink slip there.
Where do they sign on these? I don't know.
Yeah, this in that little, where it says notes or whatever approved, right here in this box. Right through there anywhere, on those lines. Everybody will sign in that same spot. We don't have any special vouchers for the projects this meeting. So we'll move on to unfinished business. First up in the unfinished business is going to be a update on, the wastewater treatment plant improvement project B. Nathan couldn't make it today, so I will give the update so that you all are aware of where we're at. I am going to verify my dates real quick. On project B, we have We've had a project meeting,
Thank you, sir.
the washer compactor has been installed, working through some small bugs on it. We're having a little bit of issue getting it to run in auto, so we're having to run it in hand. So we're gonna work through that. The blowers for the east plant are scheduled to be at the plant, I believe, on Friday the 13th. And then, once we get those on site, I will meet with Mitchell and Stark, and we will come up with a game plan of when they're gonna kick that off. But I would venture to say that the month of March, you're gonna start seeing some work done out front, some temporary fencing put up. Signage and plaques will come down off of the front of the wall, and doors will be cut into the wall, and you'll start seeing some work taking place out front by the highway. So, once they cut the holes in the wall, they're going to temporarily board up overnight. They don't wanna install any of the new doors or trim for the doors to avoid it from getting banged up as we're moving stuff in and out. So that'll be the last thing that'll be done, is once we get everything inside the building. And then we'll try to figure out how to relocate the plaques, and if you look at the Capitol, there's something in there for new signage for the plant, because we will lose all signage at that point on the front of the building, so. I would like to get to a point where we're putting a sign up similar to the one that LMU has up over at the water plant, so that the plant can be identified for deliveries and whatnot. Plus, it just looks a little nicer than having the sign that we have up, so, but yeah, that's where we're at on the project. As for the other project that we got going on at the same time, the roofing project is, like I said in my O&M report, I've met with KBR Roofing. We got all the documentation and paperwork all back and in place, and they are working on shop drawings and all of the stuff that they need for the approval to get the metal and all that purchased, and that should be kicking off here, I would say, in the next, I would say probably by the end of the month, you'll start seeing a little bit of roofing project going on as well, so exciting to finally get that stuff taken care of. Is there any questions on where we're at on the projects that we have going right now? Okay, hearing none. Oh, look, I already covered roof and soffit. Next on the agenda is the Tepe tree discussion. I will say that I received an email from the board president. He asked that this discussion be tabled, but you guys are here, you wanna talk about it, that's up to you. If you wanna honor that motion, it's up to you. So, that's where we're at. They did reply to us on the letter that was sent. I believe Andy sent that out to everybody. Andy, do you got anything you wanna say on it, or?
I'll just say it's been brought up a number of times. I think I've expressed to everybody my concerns. If we want to hold it over till next month, as requested by Mayor Schwing, then I would say let's not talk any specifics of the case and do an executive session next month and actually go through it, if that's what people want to do. But again, I think I've expressed my thoughts on the matter previously.
Chris, can your team remove the trees that are there?
I would say one more good windstorm and they'll all remove themselves. But yes, we could pull them out.
I make a motion that we allow Chris's team to remove the dead trees, and we do nothing further with the trees and have no further discussions with Tepe regarding the trees.
I'll second that.
All right, there's a motion on the table to have the trees removed and cease and desist discussion on them. And there's a second on it. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Trees will be removed. All right, moving on to new business. We, first on up is going to be the draft budget. We were hoping to have that out the previous meeting. We had to make some changes to it, so it's out this meeting. I don't know if you guys had a chance to look at it, review it, any questions on it, or like how you want to handle that going forward, so.
If it's not urgent, I think we should have a full board here to do budgets.
Okay. I don't disagree with that. I mean, I didn't know we weren't going to when we put that in, so. Is that a motion that you're gonna make then, Anthony?
I'll make a motion to table that.
I'll second it.
Got a motion to table the draft budget discussion till the next meeting. Got a second on it, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
I'll make a motion to table the draft capital budget as well.
Second it.
Got a motion to table the draft capital budget, got a second on it. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Sorry, who was the second on that?
Aye.
Motion carries, thank you. Next up is going to be the approval of the AFR by for the SBOA, which is the annual financial report that we have to submit to the SBOA. That was included in your packet. I am going to request an action on this so we can close this out. Is there any questions or concerns on the annual report, financial report that was submitted? Becky, is there anything you want to talk about?
The audit didn't turn up anything that any items that they had concern, that they take exception to, sorry, gotta speak State Board of
No.
Accounts language. It
No,
didn't turn
they-
up anything?
They took exception to is that I didn't have it approved at the
Okay.
meeting last year.
I
They,
will say.
State Board of Accounts speaks, they say that we would not, or we would take exception to if you, some type of action. It's usually how they speak.
I will add to, before I entertain a motion on this, in the last meeting, the motion was on the table and approved to submit that to Tommy and Patrick for review, and they have the ability to approve it prior to a board meeting. Neither one of them are here, so could we, I'm asking a question in this point, Andy, could
Mhm.
we approve it in this meeting, or does it need to go, because that was the motion from the last meeting? They have it, no one commented on the email,
Mm-hmm.
Sean was the only one that responded to my email.
so I didn't know if we needed to, because that motion was put out at the last meeting, for them to review and approve.
Well, it's at this point, it's been reviewed by the full board too, so I think the full board can move to approve it.
Okay.
I move to approve it.
Okay, so I have a motion to approve the annual financial report for the SBOA. Can I get a second?
Second.
I got a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next on the agenda is going to be request for public to speak. Public, you got anything? As we talked about prior to the meeting, if you can get me your data, I will adjust, and I'll send you both months. The adjusted one from last month, and then I'll adjust the one for this month. Lawrenceburg's bill is gonna be slightly delayed waiting on that information because of the flow meter issue. But I will have it to you prior to the day that you guys need it. for
That's
sure.
been repaired now, it's just
Yes.
dealing with the partial month.
Yeah, I don't remember, I should've wrote the date down, I don't remember, it was somewhere between the 15th and the 20th. We had our meter fixed and repaired, so we'll be back on our flows moving forward, but the beginning of February, I'm gonna have to rely on their flow. And do the same thing that we talked about last month, where I put the margin of error was like 3%, so with that margin of error, that's what I was deducting off of what their meter read with no calibration certificates. So that's what we were using moving forward.
That's good, thank you.
Fine, yes.
Chris, a heads up for you, lift station 12, so US 50 West is gonna be under construction. I mean, they're starting today.
Okay.
They're gonna be shutting it off for periods of times and hooking temporary pumps and stuff up. So you'll probably see
Okay.
different variations of flows and,
Will the temporary pumps still pump through the flow meters? Or
Yeah.
through the flow meter? I guess it'll flow through mine.
yeah, they're just tying them into the force main.
My brain's ahead of my.
Right. So hopefully in about 3 or 4 weeks, we'll have flow meters there available too, so we can
Yeah.
keep them calibrated, so we don't have that issue in the future.
Yeah, I would like at some point when you get your systems up and running, I would like to try to take like maybe a month where it's like you guys get your meter reading from your lift station, I take my meter reading, and we try to verify that we're within a margin of error on each other too.
Cool.
Just because we've done so much work and replaced so many meters, I just wanna make sure everybody's meters are
You're
reading
good.
the way they're supposed to be. I don't wanna get 5 years down the road, and then we're all sitting here going, well, you owe me money, or I owe you money.
I agree.
Fix it as quickly as possible.
Yep.
So,
Pay as we go.
any other comments or questions? Brian's up for adjournment.
Second.
Got a first, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting's adjourned, thank you.
We'd send you a text.
Started
and
12 minutes late.
hit
still
S
got
more
nothing.
B.